You want to know about the dark zone? I'll tell you. But first, let me show you how we walk in. That's us. That's RDC. And before I get into all that, you need to understand where this place came from. There was a time, before all this, when the air was clean. You could breathe it and not think twice. Trees everywhere, real ones, green, tall. Water so clear you could see straight through to the bottom. New York was a real city back then, not what it is now. No factions, no war, no territories painted in blood, just life. The old ones, the ones who survived what came next, they talk about it like it was something sacred, like the world itself had a heartbeat. And then it stopped. Nobody knows exactly what happened. The Great Disaster, that's what people call it. But calling it a disaster doesn't come close. It was a division, not just of land or buildings, a division of everything. The world cracked open, and what came out the other side wasn't the same. New York took the worst of it. The air went heavy, the green went dark, the water stopped moving right. We call it the dark zone now, but what it really is a place where order died, where the things that used to hold people together just let go. And into that space, clans rose. First one you need to know, Soy Clan, led by Wavy Boy. Don't let the name fool you. The man is ruthless, moves like he already knows how every situation ends before it starts. But what really puts Soy on another level is Grizzly. First time I heard about a 9-foot bear running with a street faction, I thought somebody was lying to me. Grizzly is real, and Grizzly is as ruthless as Wavy Boy, maybe more. You send Grizzly somewhere, the situation is handled. No debate, no aftermath. Soy Clan doesn't need to talk much. They've got Grizzly to say whatever needs to be said. Saw Clan used to be the name people said with respect. A Jinn built something real, had the numbers, the territory, the reputation. At one point, if you asked anybody in the DZ who was on top, Saw was the answer. Then a Jinn started chasing shortcuts. I'm not here to judge it. The DZ makes everybody desperate at some point. But a Jinn made moves he can't take back, chose fast power over the right foundation. And when you build on bad ground, eventually the whole thing sinks. Saw is still standing, but the inside is rotting. His own people know it. And in a place like the Dark Zone, the moment your people stop believing, you're already done. A Jinn's just waiting for the floor to drop. Now, Cry Clan is a different kind of problem, led by Nesh. And if there's one person in the entire Dark Zone I would tell you to never trust, it's him. Not because he's loud about it, because he's not. He's quiet, still, wears this calm like it's part of his outfit. Underneath it, wicked. Cry Clan isn't one unified group. It's smaller factions, all under Nesh's umbrella. And those factions don't even trust each other, which tells you everything about the kind of leadership Nesh runs. He holds them together not through loyalty, through fear. What separates Cry from everyone else is the power, or what's left of it. They could stop time, completely freeze a moment, and they could call down meteors, hundreds of them, each one an explosion on contact. You want to talk about an unfair fight? Cry Clan was the definition. But the Guardians stepped in, stripped something out of them. Not everything, but enough. Nesh went quiet after that. That's the part that worries me. Because Nesh doesn't go quiet because he's done. He goes quiet because he's planning. The Guardians. Nobody's seen them. You can't. They move through the DZ like something watching from just outside your vision. All we know is they're there, trying to keep balance in a place that hasn't been balanced since the disaster. Whether that's good or not depends on where you're standing. Then there's Hit Clan. G-Boy runs it, and G-Boy has one thing nobody else in the DZ has: an actual army. Not a group, not a faction, an army. 4 generals on standby at all times. 4. That's not organization, that's infrastructure. That's a man thinking about war the way other people think about breathing. Hit Clan fights for entertainment. That's the culture G-Boy built. His people don't fight because they have to. They fight because they love it. But it's not chaos. G-Boy keeps it disciplined. And a clan that loves to fight and follows orders? That's not a gang. That's a military. And G-Boy had been watching RDC. I felt it before he made his move. And then there's us. RDC. Really don't care. We came up out of nowhere, didn't ask permission, didn't negotiate. We grew because we had people who were done being pushed around, done waiting. All we wanted was to be left alone. But in the dark zone, growing fast makes you a target. The threat started small, testing us. Soy sent people to our edges, not to fight, just to measure, see if we'd flinch. We didn't. Saw tried to pull some of our people with promises. It didn't work. RDC doesn't flip. Cry Clan stayed quiet, and that silence from Nesh, I count that as a threat in itself. But Hit Clan made a move. G-Boy sent word, said RDC was getting too big too fast, said somebody needed to put a check on us. I heard every word, and I had one response. Really don't care. When G-Boy stopped sending words and started moving forces, we moved too. His army is the biggest in the DZ. I knew that. 4 generals. Soldiers who fight because they love it. But here's what he didn't count on. RDC doesn't fight because we enjoy it. We fight because we have no choice. And when you have no choice, there's no price too high. His soldiers are warriors. My soldiers are people who really don't care what happens to them, as long as we win. That's a different kind of army. We met them in the street. No speeches. G-Boy walked to the front of his line. I walked to the front of mine. 40 feet. 20. 10. Face to face.
We high in talent, baby.
We really don't care.